I'd like to call the regular meeting for August 25th, 2008 to order. Can I get roll call, please?
Ms. Funderburg?
Here.
Mr. Minkevich?
Here.
Ms. Kraut? Here. Ms. Roscoe? Here. Mrs. Buckley? Here. Mr. Kuderick?
Present.
Ms. Frere also present.
Everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Next item is the consent agenda. All matters listed on the consent agenda are considered to be routine in nature by the Board of Education and will be acted upon by one motion. There will be no separate discussions on these items. If any member of the Board of Education or citizens request discussion of any item, the item will be removed from the consent agenda and will become the first item of business under the report of the superintendent's portion of the agenda.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as submitted.
I got a motion by Ms. Frere. Do I got a
Support.
Support by Ms. Buckley. Is there any questions? Seeing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed. Next item is report of superintendent, Mr. Weiss.
Thank you, Mr. President. Couple items of interest. One, in your packet, you have the welcome back letters. Tomorrow, I'll just kind of reinforce, I know you're all aware that tomorrow is our official welcome back day. It begins at 7:30 a.m. with a voluntary breakfast. Staff members who would like to come to breakfast, the breakfast will be served in the Media Center at Romulus Senior High School. At about 7:55, we will move the event into the auditorium where we have our official welcome back meeting where we talk a little bit about the state of the district, some of our challenges for the year and goals for the year, and also our staff recognition is a part of that where we recognize our staff for years of service. And also update some staff on some of the new things that we've added while they were away at the summer. My understanding is I think we have pretty much every board member is going to be there tomorrow morning. So that will be exciting. I know people are looking forward to seeing you. Also, you have in your packet the calendars have been put out for the school year. And the other thing you have, Carol, added board policies 5,000 and 6,000 covering personnel and negotiations respectively. And we will start on our 5,000s with our first meeting in September. And we'll continue those study sessions at 5:30 before prior to the first board meeting of every month. And that's all I have.
Okay, the next item of business is communications and expressions from public. Having none, the next item will be questions and concerns from board members. I got one to start with to remind everybody, the bearer of bad news, back to dress attire next meeting. This is the last one for casual. School's in session on the next meeting, so we'll have to suits and ties for us gentlemen and dress clothes for you ladies.
I have something.
Go ahead, Ms. Buckley.
Mr. President, I just wanted to ask, Carl, how's our enrollment looking? Are we, is it
We are
beefing up a
still-
little bit?
Yes. There's still some unknowns right now. We don't have solid numbers from community high and middle school yet. And kindergarten is still trending up. We're still enrolling kids, but we passed 3,800 today actually. And what we're asking for, actually Carol sent out something. Every building's going to report their numbers on Wednesday, so we'll get updates, and we're watching that very closely. We've already added some staff, as you know, and some of those were for vacancies. Some of them we added a kindergarten room at Wick, and we also added a second grade at Merriman, and so it's good to see those rooms back. And we've got a couple other, primarily right now, kindergarten rooms that we're watching, right,
Correct.
Jim?
Correct, we're watching.
They're close to the cutoff of where we might add a section. In other words, we're waiting to see. So things are trending up. It doesn't look like we're going to have the numbers that we had last year, but it's looking a little better than it looked a month ago.
One other question, how are we doing for our Spanish teacher? Have we,
I'll let Mr. Baker answer that.
Spanish teacher?
We, the committee was formed last Friday. They interviewed several candidates that were applicable, and they did come up with a number one and number two. We are just about finished with backgrounds, and then depending on their status, whether they do or they do not have a contract with another district, then we'll start in on that negotiation if need be. But they have their one and two, and Mr. Foley's just about done with his background checks. Should have better news for you, or more updated news, I should say, in the next day or two.
Thank you.
Sure.
Anybody else? Ken?
No, I don't think so.
All right, the next item, go ahead, Ms. Fryer.
I just want to remind everybody, in case some of you don't know, and for the people at home, this Wednesday and Thursday, our JV and varsity football games have their first games this Wednesday. They're home at 7 and away Thursday, varsity at 7 at Southgate Anderson, so just to let everyone know.
Thank you, Ms. Frere. I was gonna ask that question.
There's a, when you come in by the door, there's schedules for the athletic teams that are going on right now. Volleyball, football,
Yes.
cross-country, and I think if there's anybody else out there. But,
Have the game
there's a
started?
sheet- No,
Oh, okay.
there's a sheet out there.
Okay.
I don't think so anyways.
Okay, anybody else? Next item of business is adjournment. Get a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
Support.
Got a motion by Mr. Minkiewicz, supported by Ms. Buckley. Any questions? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion passed. Meeting adjourned.